All right. Good evening, everybody. Hey, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal. Is that echo coming back?
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it. I hear it just a little bit. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? It's
We're
a
doing
Sunday.
good.
Yeah, it's a Sunday evening podcast, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Today I took the company jet and I flew up to New York to chat with a team, man, that's out of Southern New York. I'm still trying to get this whole New York thing straightened out. But hey, guys, introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'm Gina. I'm the director of the Empirical Paranormal. And go ahead, whoever's next.
I'm Dominic. I am the tech director for Empirical Paranormal.
Hello, and I'm Amy. I'm the most newest member.
Well, how you doing, Miss New Recent Member?
Good. It's been almost a year coming up, so it's good.
Then you're not a recent. Yeah, you're an old guy like me. You're not recent. I thought you was like 2 or 3 months into this.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, guys. Let me tell you guys where we are tonight. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and we are streaming live audio only on Instagram.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes. And we are also streaming live in Tokyo, Japan. So, hey, how is
Wow.
everybody going over there in Tokyo, Japan? I know it's early over there, so I hope you guys are able to just jump in the chat and, say hello. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you guys ready to get this thing started?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
ready. Gina, tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about your team. Tell me, I want to know everything about your team. Tell me a little bit.
Okay. The team formed back in 2004 under
Mm-hmm.
another name called Beepers. And then in 2015, the team name changed over to Empirical Paranormal. There were two other directors before me. The first director, the co-founder, was Will Jenks and Wade Clark. They're no longer with the team.
Mm-hmm.
And Will passed on to Debbie Overfield. She was the director for a while, and I was co-director with her. She decided to retire back in 2018, and she handed the team over to me, and I've been the director since. And
Wow.
yes, and I've been doing it since, and there's been several different people in and out of the team since then, but we're going strong, and we just keep going. So
Don't you just hate that when people come and go? You
yeah,
get used in a certain phase, but you know what? If life calls them to go to a different direction, then you got to let them go.
yeah,
But
Mm-hmm.
you got to make sure that you stay in contact with them. Uh, Better out there to have a friend than have an enemy. That's what I always say.
oh yeah.
But well,
Uh,
did you say your first name team was called Beepers?
yes, was it Binghamton? Do you remember Don what it was? Binghamton. Uh,
Oh man, I don't remember.
yeah, there, Binghamton. BIP Society, Paranormal Society. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Interesting name. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, Gina, tell me how you got started in this profession. Really
Okay.
curious.
Um, so when I was younger, I've always experienced um, different paranormal stuff growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a lot of different things would happen throughout my life that I would be questioning. Um, when I was younger, I used to talk to my grandfather,
Okay.
and as I was growing up, I knew I had some kind of abilities, but back in the day, that was taboo, not to be spoken of. So I just kind of like pushed it aside and didn't talk about it. But as
Okay.
I got older, I kind of developed it again, and I was experiencing a lot of different paranormal things as I was going along. And when Dom, he's my son, when he was a baby, we lived in a haunted house. And then the spirits would play with his toys and talk to him and play with him in the middle of the night. The first thing that happened was the TV turned on and off one night when I was in my room just reading at 1 a.m. in the morning, and the TV was turning on by itself. And at that time, I had a roommate. So I woke the
Mm-hmm.
roommate up, and he came out, and we're sitting there talking, and the TV went on again. So we're like, okay. And then as
Wow.
time went on, we were being touched. They were playing with Dom's toys. And then the spirit would come up through his crib, he would say, and tell me that the cow, wanted to play with him. And it just showed him like a cartoon character type thing. Um, and I used to watch all the shows back in the day. There was a few shows out there at the time. There was that the Unexplained Mysteries, that show,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was a show called Sightings back in the
Mm-hmm.
90s. And I would started watching those, and I gained more and more interest. But I used to take the cassette player and set it out, and I would record it, um, and while I was sleeping. So the next morning, I would wake up with my coffee and sit and listen to the cassette tape for EVPs. So that's what I was doing back in the day with the old-fashioned way of doing things. So I didn't have all that tech back then. So
Oh man, how did that tape recorder work for you?
it worked really good, to be honest with you. I actually got some EVPs off of the cassette tape.
Do you still have it?
Yep.
How much you want for it?
Oh gosh, but yeah, back then we didn't have a lot of this tech stuff, so it was cassette players, and the old-fashioned video, you know, video recorder things, the big heavy recorders, but we
Oh
didn't
yeah.
have everything that we do now, so it was a lot different. And then as time went on, I started using all the tech stuff that we have now. So.
Tech. Tech is very interesting word. We're gonna have to get into that here in a little bit. With Dom, you're the tech guy.
Oh,
Me and you gonna talk.
oh,
Me and you
I can't wait
got
for
a long
that.
conversation. All right, Amy, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've always been interested in investigating, and I've watched a lot of the shows that are out there. And I saw on Facebook, I saw these guys out there, actually doing it. And all I've done is think about it for 46 years at the time. And I saw these guys out there doing it, doing everything the right way, and, really making a name for themselves in the community. And I
Mhm.
was, I was attracted to that. So I sent them an email, and it was kind of like I expected to not really hear from anybody, to be honest. And I
Oh
sent them an
wow.
email and said I'd like to meet them and learn more about them. And I did. And then as the months went by over this past year, it just really clicked, and like I feel like I got some lifelong friends, and people with similar interests in to do this stuff like for real finally, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And if you guys have a good team, you guys got that chemistry, that understanding, you
Hmm.
know. So hey, keep that going, man. Don't change it
We
up
do.
for
We have a lot of fun,
Oh
and
yeah.
we have a lot of fun. So
We could be serious, but we have fun at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, who says you can't do both?
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, who says you cannot say something serious and laugh at the same time?
Yep,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, I can. You know, I do it all the time. I do it all the time with the kids. Kids
Mhm.
might think you're laughing, man. I'm serious. What the hell? I'm serious, man. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, you know what? If they haven't told you, but I'm gonna tell you, welcome to the team. Gina, tell me a little bit about Southern New York. I'm not for sure on what city or town you guys are from.
Okay, we're from upstate New York in Binghamton, New York.
Hmm.
It's just on the border of Pennsylvania, like just above the border of Pennsylvania and New York.
Okay.
Um, and we're about an hour away from Syracuse, New York. I don't know if you know where that is.
No.
4 hours away from Buffalo. So yeah, we're not too far from Pennsylvania.
Well, it seems like you guys are in like a little triangle there where it's a couple hours either way.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Hmm.
Now, now, tell me a little bit about what's going on up there, man. Is there a lot of paranormal activity going on up there, or, they just come and go whenever they feel like it?
Oh yeah, I would say there's a lot of activity up here. New York State is very active. It's a part of the old, really, really old, where a lot of people settled when they came over from other countries. So there's a lot of layers here.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's very, very haunted. I would say more so than most of the United States, I would say.
Can we have a debate? Can me and you debate? I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to be honest with me. And if you don't get this right, you're not getting no cookies for Christmas.
Oh,
What is the most haunted state in the country?
I would say New York.
I mean, you must be a Giant fan too.
I'm not a football person.
No, actually, to be honest with you, and I'm not bragging because I'm not from Texas originally, but Texas is the most haunted state in the country.
that makes sense to me. I would haunt
Yeah.
Texas if I lived there too. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Texas is definitely, man, it's if I can, oh my God, there's so much activity here. I mean, you can step outside on your patio and you probably get hit with an acorn, and you're probably thinking, yeah, hey man, who the hell hit me? And it's paranormal. You know, there's so much. We actually, yeah, there's so much here, man. I urge you guys to get down to Texas and investigate because it's truly, truly
Okay.
great place to come visit and a great place to come investigate. Uh,
Oh, love to.
Dom, talk to me, brother. What's going on in your life?
Uh, Not a whole lot. So a lot like my mom, like a lot of my paranormal background began when I was a baby, in that
Hmm.
same place that she mentioned earlier. Everything she said about, the spirits that are presenting themselves to me, just like cartoon characters and like soft creatures that wouldn't scare a child. Um, it's like this. It was like scary, but it wasn't at the same time. Um,
Hmm.
there was a night in particular where I remember being in my crib and having it come through my crib in the shape of a cow, like a cartoon cow, and just like kind of floating above my head. And that's like one of the memories that through my whole life, I think one of my earliest memories that I could recall. It stuck with me, and I think it sort of shaped me growing up, assuming that there's an afterlife and believing in ghosts and spirits and just wanting to know more about it. And my mom was always into it growing up, and uh, I never imagined myself joining a team or anything like that. It was always just sort of
Mhm.
like a personal interest of mine until
Right.
uh, around the time the team name became Empirical. I got sucked into helping them out when they were having a meeting at my house one Sunday, and after helping them out with a little bit of tech issues they were having, they kind of coaxed me into joining the team,
Oh
and
wow.
it it made me finally realize how deep my interest in the paranormal really goes, uh, and it's helped me shape a lot about my view on things and even the abilities I have to sense spirits and stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah, because that was the next question I was going to ask you. Ah, man, are you a gifted individual?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So what are you running with?
So I'm kind of like, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Uh, you know the word, Mom.
Empath?
Yeah, I'm an empath, kind of a sensitive. Uh,
Hmm.
I can feel people's emotions in a room. I can sense things, deja vu, that type of thing.
So
Uh,
it's really hard for you. So it's really for hard. It's really hard for you to drive past a cemetery without sensing and feeling all the emotions that comes out of places like that.
Oddly enough, for me, those are some of the most quiet places. It's in big groups of living people that it's actually extremely overwhelming. The
Wow,
amount of
you did.
conflicting emotions
You
and feelings and thoughts, it's tiring.
Then yeah, if you think that's quiet, you definitely need to come to Texas, man. Because I know a cemetery that can, man. Anything after 11:30, you got to get the hell out of there because it gets really.
That's when we
I
would
mean,
want to go in.
Oh yeah,
We'll be like, okay,
well,
we're going in at 11:30.
Yeah,
okay, hey,
yeah.
you
We'll
guys
be
go.
like in there and all night.
Yeah, all night.
Uh-huh. And
locked in.
yeah, I give you 20 minutes
Mhm.
before that run. You're like, oh no, I got to get out of here. Yeah, man. You know, Dom, these spirits that came to visit you, did you guys ever figure out who or what they really were?
Well, I think my mom got a name once, um, but we never really figured out who exactly they were. It was like only a first name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we never got a last name. I don't believe you ever figured out what it was, Mom. It was just,
Mm.
it probably was a family that lived there a long time ago and their spirits just never left or something.
Or what about family members? Grandma, great grandmother, aunt, uncle, somebody who's really, really like you. You never know because the thing I've noticed about family members, man, family members that are long gone and they come back and visit specific individuals, it's because they are attracted to you for some reason. Either they were a part, either you were a part of them in a past life. I don't know if you believe in reincarnation,
Oh yeah.
uh, or they just, you know, it's really weird. But I really think that either you were in a past life, you're reincarnated, or or some family members just feel like, hey, I like this guy. He kind of reminded me of me when I was, a certain age, around your age, and I just want to pop in to say hello.
Hmm.
You know, so you never know. But tell me a little bit about what you do for the team when you guys are getting ready for an investigation. You're the tech guy, right? So you got to
Oh
make
yeah.
sure everything's okay.
Yep.
You
Everything's
know.
okay. Everything's charged. If we have, battery stuff that runs off of rechargeable batteries, I'm usually in charge of making sure we have everything that we came with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if we're running like a mic system or a camera system or anything, you know, where everything's being placed, how it's being set up, the number of things we're running, where cables are going to go, the logistics, basically, a lot of the logistics.
Wow.
Whenever people in the team find new equipment, they'll usually ask me if it's something we could use or not. And most of the time, everything that we come across, yeah, we can use. But there's been a couple of things where I'm like, no, we'll use that once or just put it in the box and never use it. Like, so in a way, I kind of stop us from hoarding stuff as well.
Well, if it wasn't for guys like you, paranormal teams would not exist because you're actually the foundation. Without that foundation, there would be no team. So thank you for all the things that you do and for all, the people that are actually, behind the scenes that do all this stuff, that make all this happen. Thanks. Like I said, without people like you, man, it'd be hard. It'd be really hard. Okay. Now, tell me a little bit about the town that you guys live in. Population, everything.
We're from an area that is a lot of little towns kind of grouped together and separated by a river.
Mm-hmm.
It sometimes feels like one big town because of that. There's not a huge lot of separation between things.
Mm-hmm.
A very old factory area. A lot of, like my mom said, it was an area where a lot of people who were migrating over here would settle in. We have a strong, like Polish, Italian, Irish population, and it goes back a lot of ways. We have people living in houses that are 150, 200 years old, and
Wow.
ones that were built specifically by the factory barons to kind of coin their perfect little industrial town thing. And
okay.
It's got a deep history because of that. We have IBM here. We had the foundation for shoemaking at one point here. It was a very, very productive town.
Okay, cool. Now, do you guys, since the houses in the community is so old, is that where you guys focus when you guys investigate, Amy?
If usually we'll go to a private home if someone comes to us and says, we got some weird problems going on that we can't figure out, over there. So I wouldn't say we focus on it. It becomes a priority as soon as somebody comes to us with something that they may not be able to solve on their own. But it definitely does seem like there are a lot of residential hauntings, but we don't always seek them out. We kind of wait for people to come to us to see if we can help them.
Now, how often does that really happen, that people come to y'all?
Gina, I would defer to you for that question.
It varies. Sometimes we'll get a lot of calls. Sometimes we'll get a few. It just varies, really. Another thing I wanted to add, that when children are involved, we are right on it. We're there ASAP.
Okay.
So if there's children that are seeing spirits or being hurt by them or anything in any way, we are there right away. So that's a priority.
Let's just hope you guys that never have that. Let's just hope that never happens. Where spirit, attacks our kids or. Well, I'm not saying that it does, but let's not hope that it doesn't. And we don't want no kids to get injured or anything. But we do know. But one thing we do know, that kids are very powerful, and kids don't know that they are. Man, the best mind on the planet is a kid's mind. And sometimes they are sensitive to things, and they don't even know. Like, Dom, prime example, didn't even know what was going on, until he got older, and he was actually able to, see the light. So yeah, man, kids. Oh man, I wish I was a kid again. I would
You
do it
and me
all over.
both.
Oh yeah.
I would definitely do it all over again with no questions asked. Okay, but you know what, guys? Uh, Residential investigations down here is not too. It doesn't happen too often down here.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Our most of our locations evolve around abandoned uh, hospitals, nursing homes, stuff like that. We got cemeteries on every corner down here. And so we kind of focus on stuff like that. Uh, I can honestly say there's a lot of urban legends here, that people sometimes, well, you know how sometimes urban legends, it'll start at one point, but over the centuries and the decades, it kind of get twisted.
Yeah.
So a lot of people want to go and see, if it's really true, and by the time that we get to it, it's so twisted and and just strung out everywhere. You really don't even know what the truth is. So it's pretty crazy down here. So Gina, are you married?
No,
Grandma,
Yes. Sorry
grandma.
for laughing at that question.
Oh, I mean,
I'm just a mother. That's it.
do you got is your grandparent? I mean, is your mom still alive and all that?
No.
Okay, if they were alive, what would they say about you being a paranormal investigator?
Oh, when they were still around when I was into it. They backed me up 100%. They believe in all of it, and they supported me.
Okay. What about
Yeah.
you, Amy? What would your parents think?
Oh, my parents think this is par for the course with me. So this is they're probably surprised I didn't, do it sooner, but I had a lot of other priorities. This fits in my life better now. So they're not
Oh,
surprised and they're very supportive. They think it's great.
well, that's good. As long as they don't say bring anything home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well, the house that they live in is the house that I grew up in, and I had similar experiences to Dom at that house. So their house
mm,
is or was haunted, whatever, whichever. But yeah.
mm. All right. Well, you know what? Tell me about a little bit about the land that's up there. Is that Native American land up there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any reservations around that up in that area?
Uh,
There.
there's some up in Syracuse, like an hour
And
away.
okay, now how do they? So, have you ever had contact with the Native Americans up there?
Not up in Syracuse now.
And if you did, What would you think they would say if they found out you was a paranormal investigator?
I'm not quite sure. I think that they would support us, and they would offer help if we needed it, like through a shaman or something like that, to help
Hmm.
clear whatever is, in the area at the time if we need the help, clear, like for clearing of some sort of a Native American type of haunting. I would
Right,
think they
right.
would. I think they would help.
Okay,
I
cool.
think so.
Because we got a lot of Native American land down here, and man, some of them don't like to help. Some of them don't want to be bothered. Some of them's like, what you do, we don't want no part of. You know what I'm saying? And I respect their rights,
Yeah.
because when Native Americans tell you that, they telling you that for a reason.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're telling you
Right.
that for a reason. Okay, Dom, tell me about some of the equipment that you guys work with.
So we use a lot. We still use a lot of really classic like paranormal investigating stuff. Although we've replaced some
Hmm.
tape recorders with digital ones. and we use your standard like K2 meter that detects EMF that like a contractor would use.
Mm-hmm.
But then we like to branch off into using, kind of the more experimental stuff, things like laser grids and portal devices and EMF pumps, things that would help enhance our ability to investigate and give the
Right,
spirits more
right.
of a chance to show themselves to us. We use a camera system pretty rarely. We want to get into using it a lot more. It's just been kind of a
Mm-hmm.
hassle trying to figure out how to actually deploy it properly. But with that, I have, the ability to use things like full spectrum cameras that show you every single spectrum of light possible, so you can detect spirits using UV or like red light or green light and all types of different stuff
Right,
like that.
right. Okay. What would be the most successful equipment that you can honestly say that gets evidence every time you use it?
Probably the portal device we have, because it allows us to uh, live listen to EVPs over using radio waves, and at the same time it filters out the noise behind it. It amplifies the speech using like special EQs and stuff. You can add a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of reverb to it to kind of draw out the sibilance of it a little, and it always gets us audio anomalies that you wouldn't hear with just a recorder alone or just a little speaker built into the frequency sweeping device we use.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? It seems like you know what you got going on up there, man. Anytime you want to relocate, I can always use a tech guy. Hey,
No, you can't have him.
Can't
Sorry.
have them. Sorry, Terry.
you know,
My hands
uh,
are tied.
hey, room and board is free, man.
Oh, stop it.
Come on down. You might have to catch the bus instead of flying, but it'll take you a month to get here. But hey, you will get here eventually.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, but hey, guys, one thing that I can, because I've talked to a bunch of paranormal investigators up in New York State area, and everybody's different. No two of you guys are always investigate the same way. Is there any other paranormal teams in your community that that you talk to, you correspond with, and just want to share ideas?
Yeah, yeah. We've investigated with other teams in the past, and we're going to be investigating with a few more coming up here soon in the area. And we always learn from each other. We talk. Everybody has different ideas, and like you said, the different ways of investigating. So we learn off
Mhm.
each other, and we're about pure unity and working together. We're all in it for the same reason, to find out what is out there. Um, and it's good that you work together, on
Mhm.
that. So yeah.
Okay, now the question that I have for you, because you just brought up a question, um, what is what exactly are you looking for
Well,
when
we are
if
looking. I'm
you what
sorry. What?
exactly what exactly are you looking for as a paranormal investigator?
Okay, we're looking for what is out there. Looking out like for like what's in the spirit world. Is there really something out there? Is there life out there after death and communication? And what happens when we pass on as
Okay.
well?
Hmm. Amy, what are you looking for? What are you trying to figure out?
I I want to know more than what we know now. And that's like I want to know what like how they're able to travel from one place to another very interested in that right now. Like, can they go between the house that they haunt? Can they go between there? Can they go between there and their tomb? Can they go back to where they used to work? Like, what is their I want to know the capabilities of the things that we cannot see. And like there's a lot of energy that we're not able to harness and or see. And I would like to know, as humans, like, how does that play into our technology and things that are coming in the future? What does all this have to do with, science? That's why I do it.
Hmm. Okay, and Dom, same question.
So I'm much like Amy said. I'm definitely in it more to prove that the paranormal is a research field in science, that it is a scientific method. Um, I also have always been fundamentally obsessed with what comes after we pass on. I've never been a religious guy really, and so it's always kind
Hmm.
of left me this: what really is it? Do we reincarnate? Do we find a different life? Is there some other dimension we go to? Like, I've always wanted to know. And after believing that spirits exist and everything, it kind of made me feel a little bit more comfortable about the idea of what could be on the other side. And now it's just sort of, I have this desire to define it and give it more credit than what it has. It's worth a lot more.
Okay, now, oh man, most people believe, because I've talked to a lot of people, and I run across a lot of people. A lot of people believe once you're gone, you're gone. It's nothing but darkness after that. Pitch black. Once your soul leaves you, it's just bam, nothing. But then I got some out there that believes that you're reincarnated. And I have some out there that believes that you're not reincarnated, but you are joined in a certain realm with all your family members that are gone before you. So you're able to meet them, hang out with them, and just live out the rest of your days hanging out in the garden, or whatever you guys choose to do, or whatever they choose to do. Uh, do you guys believe that?
Which one, or all of them at the same time?
All of them.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think some of them go on and some of them don't, and it does make me wonder why some of them don't. Like, especially the ones that didn't seem to have like a violent ending to their life. Like, why do they want to stay in the house? Like, why do they want to do that? That's what I'm interested in learning. Will they ever tell us? I don't know, but some of them do stay here. Um, and I don't know why.
Now, do you believe that once you have passed on, do you believe you're going to be judged for the life that you have on this planet?
In certain aspects, I don't know if there's like a courtroom and, like, people in robes and like a gavel. I'm not sure that's like exactly how it works, but I
I'm just hoping it's not Judge Judy.
I don't know if it's like you're looking for like a Judge Judy situation, right? Is that what you're looking for? That I would like to think that the good things that we do while we're here are an investment into something better eventually. I would like to think that.
Yeah.
I do
Okay.
think it matters. It matters
So,
how you act, I think, in your
so
life.
you,
That's
so you believe that good's going to be good and bad's going to go with the bad.
well,
You
yeah, or a mixture of the two.
Or if you're bad and you're not as bad, you'll be going into a point where people call it purgatory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where you,
this might be purgatory right now, though. So
yeah,
there's a
you're
good
right,
chance that
man.
that's right. So
But, but you know what's so crazy about being on the other side? It has rules and regulations just like it does here. Because
It
there are
does seem
certain
that.
things,
Yes.
huh?
It does seem like that. It seems like they're only allowed to tell us so much. It really does.
So much. You know, because you ask a specific question, you know, they're like, I can't tell you that.
Right, right.
You know, or if you ask, do y'all guys eat? What do y'all do? Do y'all hang out, pop popcorn, watch a movie on Friday nights? What do y'all do up there? I have to know.
I can
It always comes back to say, I can't tell you that. You know, and how I'm able to know this is because when my wife passed away, I had a good friend that contacted me, who's a well-known empath, and she's able to communicate with the other side. And you know, we've reached out to my wife, and you know, and once that happens, man, so many questions just popped up in my head, and I just want to ask so many of this, so many of that. But I can only say 95% of the questions. You know what she said? I can't tell you that. It's
Mhm.
against the rules. And I'm like, man, there are rules and regulations in heaven. I thought it was free will up there,
Mm.
you know, but apparently not, you know. And every spirit has a job. You know, their job is to look after their loved ones. You know, and I can honestly say that my wife looks after me every day, me and the kids, the boys. You know, so it's it's weird, but then again, it's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cool. You know, and to be honest with you guys, when before my wife passed away, I was scared of dying. I didn't want to die. I wanted to live forever. I was so petrified. I'm like, man, I don't know if I can handle this when something happens to me. I mean, I don't know if I'm able to, you know, get a hold of this. I mean, what is this? I was just paranoid, scared, all at the same time because I did not know what to expect. But, you know, and I always thought that I was going to go before her, but it turned out to be the other way around. And she enlightened me. She was like, "Hey, you don't worry about nothing. When it's time for you to go, I got you. You know, when we get up in here, when you come, uh, everything will be okay." You know, and next question I asked was, "Hey, what are we going to do once we get up there?" And she said, "We're going to continue looking after our kids and your grandkids." I don't have any grandkids now, but when she said that, that's when I knew I got grandkids coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My kids are 21, 27, and 30. They should have had kids by now, but you know, they don't. As long as I know they're coming, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, spirits only allowed to say certain much. They're only allowed to do a certain amount of things. And I also believe that if a spirit is not trapped, is not crossed over, it's because either they choose not to or they're afraid of being judged on something that they did while they was here. And most angry spirits are angry because they were angry in life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it to me, it doesn't make any sense to be angry in life. You know, life is what you make. If you choose to have a good life, then you're gonna have one. If you choose to have a bad
Agree.
life, you're gonna have one too. Either way, you know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
But
Very true.
I've Yeah, man, I could. And what's so crazy about it, guys? I talk to my wife on a weekly basis.
It's
She
not
hears
crazy.
you.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
Huh?
She hears you.
Oh yeah, she hears me.
Yeah.
And she's just as crazy as she is. Ain't nothing much different. Not much at all. But hey, guys, tell me, Gina, is there a lot of historical buildings up there?
Yes.
How
A
does the
lot of
historical
historical
A
buildings.
lot.
how does the historical
Yeah. What was that?
yeah how does the historical society feel about you guys, or even have you guys even dealt with them?
Mm.
Yes, we have. In fact, we investigate a few historical sites here in Broome County in the Binghamton area. So they're very supportive of us, and they have no problem with it. So
Yeah.
if we needed help with something, they're there to help us. If we need any information on a building or a site that we're investigating, we can go to them, and they'll help us out.
Okay, cool. Because
Yeah.
down here, the historical society is like the mob. I'm telling you, man, they are into everything.
Wow.
You can only go into certain. They can allow you to go into certain buildings, and most of the time they'll shut you out. You can't do this. You can't do that. We don't want this. Or we don't want that. And then what's so crazy about it? Let's say if you got a historical site that's a part of your state's history, and they know it's a part of your state's history, but they refuse to make it, or refuse to give you a landmarker because you don't have enough money. I come to find out the historical society is all about money. And some of them care about historical sites, but if you ain't got that money, then they're not going to give you anything.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I hate it that it's like that, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, Amy, how long you been living in the town you've been living in?
Oh, I've lived here on and off since I was born. I moved away twice and moved back because I'm a mama's girl. I have to be by my mom. Can't help it. So,
I understand that. I understand that.
yeah.
Tell me about some of the urban legends that you guys got around there.
Urban
Oh,
legends, huh?
we have one close by in a town called Owego, New York, where there's a white lady, a lady in white. She supposedly passed away on her prom night. And when people go driving down the road, they'll stop and pick her up, and they let her in the car, and then they go to talk to her, and she disappears.
Oh,
So
Mm.
really?
that's
Yes, I didn't know
one.
about that.
Yeah, that's up in Owego, New York.
We should go find
Um,
her. I didn't know about that one.
yeah,
Hey, hey, should we go hang out and find her?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find her. Yeah.
yeah. Now we have
Yeah,
to go find her, see if we could
Yeah.
pick her up.
make give her a beer. Give her
The
something.
Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Oh well, pair them with Bluetooth.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
You guys didn't hear that, did you? I don't know why my Bluetooth connected, but yeah. Is there any other urban legends besides that one?
There's one up in Syracuse, an hour away from us. It's another one where if you drive down the road and you stop at a certain section, that the spirits will move the car.
It's weird
And
because I think every state has one of those.
yeah,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
pretty
For
much.
sure.
Yeah,
Hey, maybe the same individuals. They're going to state to state to state to do that. Never
you
know.
never know.
You never know. Okay, hey, let me ask you guys. Anybody have any animals?
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, we're all animal people. Yeah.
Any dogs, cats,
Cats.
Yeah.
birds?
We've had dogs in the past.
I
Wow.
have 2 dogs and 4 cats.
Okay, Amy, have you ever took a dog on an investigation? And
I
if
have
not,
not. I
would
have
you
not.
consider?
Not yet. Their behavior would have to improve a bunch before I could bring either of mine. But maybe someday. Maybe someday if they act right, we'll try it. But I do believe animals can see things we can't,
Hmm.
for sure,
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
and feel them.
But you know, man, those cats, they'll stay up in the corner for hours.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we have 4 of them.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll look like, and man, hell, they'll spook you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
what the hell you looking at, cat?
I'll say if my cats are doing that, sometimes I'll say out loud, "I'm sorry, it's not business hours. I can't talk to you. Please leave the house until tomorrow." I will say that out loud. Yeah, I'm not doing business at 9 p.m. You go away till late tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, hey,
I have no problem with that. Yeah.
how many of you guys are superstitious?
I'm a little superstitious.
Maybe a little.
You'll
Uh,
see your black
Like full
cat. You'll see
moon?
that take every now and then.
I'm not superstitious. Superstitious.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, you mentioned a black cat. We actually have one, and
Yeah, we
so
have a
far
black
nothing
cat.
bad's happened to
Yeah.
us.
I have 2
mm,
black cats. One
black
blind
cat.
one.
Okay. Well, hey, would you think? Let me ask you guys a question here. Now, what is the percentage that you think that people would, especially residential people, would think that most of their ghostly hauntings or sightings in their house is probably more mental than actual paranormal? Can you guys give me a number on that?
Um, I would say maybe 85%.
Yeah.
You've been watching my videos, haven't you? Wow. Okay. Amy, what would you think the numbers would be?
I haven't got to do too many residential homes yet because I'm newer to the team and we just haven't
Mhm.
had as many. Well, we had a few this past year, but yeah, I think most of what happens in people's houses is somehow explainable, but that we can't tell until we get there and try to reproduce what happened, you know.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
um
Yeah, interesting.
but either way, if it the thing is we win is whatever way, as long as we bring peace to the family, like we all win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
feelings aren't going to be hurt if we go out somewhere and it's not haunted and it's
Mhm.
something, that we can explain to them. It's still a great feeling because you're still helping somebody in
Yeah.
need.
Yes, it is. I totally agree with you on that. Don,
Yeah.
what do you think your numbers are?
I'd, I'd say like maybe 60, 70, 60, 70%. I
Mm,
think people are very, very quick to just write off stuff, and
okay.
they don't give it any second thought or anything.
Right. Now, we can honestly say that certain medications that pharmaceuticals have today would mess with your mind,
Hmm.
your eyesight, your ears, just about every aspect of your body.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
And, so with people actually on these drugs or these medications, I'm not going to call them drugs, I call them medication. On these medications, if you was to take, let's say, a couple of days off, that your mind would totally go wandering. Am I right?
Yeah.
Depends on the medication. I am open about living with mental illness personally. You know, I haven't been on anything where I've ever that I thought made me see more ghosts or hear more things.
Hmm.
You know, stuff like that. I think that could happen if someone has like underlying, you know, dementia or, you know, schizophrenia and things like that. But overall, I don't see mental illness as being a factor in hearing. Most mental illnesses are not a factor in, you know, hearing and seeing things like that. I've actually talked to my psychiatrist personally a lot about this, and that's another
Hmm.
reason why I do this is because of that aspect. I had a brother that passed away due to complications with schizophrenia, and so that is something, you know, that I'm always thinking about when I'm investigating too, you know, and listening to people's stories.
Right.
You know, um and my psychiatrist is, she's a believer. She's not you know, she's not a skeptic. She definitely is a believer, and you know, she supports our, you know, me and me working with the team. So I think there is, you know, I think people are getting smarter and realizing that there is more out there, and people are, yeah, people have mental illnesses, but it's not producing these things to happen. You understand what
Okay.
I'm saying? Does that make
Yes, ma'am.
sense? Do you guys want to add to that?
No, you did that
Um,
perfectly.
Well, uh, to be honest with you, these pharmaceutical companies today, we really don't know what they put into the medication that we have, that we take, from the simple aspirin to, you know, Tylenol. You know, we really don't know what these big words are. You know, for an example of what I'm talking about is I had a case, and it's a well-known case in my area, because I tell people all the time about this specific case where I had a guy that called me up one Sunday, and he was like, "Well, I need for you guys to, if you're able, to come and check out my apartment." And the apartment is probably right on Lakeline Boulevard. And he was like, and I just asked him. I didn't know the guy from, didn't never even spoke to the guy. The only reason why he got my number is because on my Facebook I have my number, and you're able to call, just like when I reached out to you guys. And he was like, "Well, I can." And I told him, "Well, I can be there probably about 2 hours." And then, you know, he was like, "Cool, I'll see you when I get there." Gave me his address, and when I got there, you know, we walked in, you know, and we looked around, you know, and we sat down and started talking to him, and you know, and I'm like, "Well, my name's Kerry. This is such and such, and what's going on?" He sat in his recliner, and he was like, "Hey, I have a situation. I have, uh, you guys are gonna laugh, but this is a true story. I have cockroaches that are drinking up my milk and smoking all of my cigarettes."
Okay.
okay.
And hey, at the time I wanted to laugh,
Yeah.
and I said, "Hey, you're wasting my time with this." But then again, Amy, like you're saying, you just got to take it slowly and step by step with individuals,
Hmm.
and that's what we did. So we sat there for a minute, and we're like, okay. We went and saw the refrigerator, and we saw he doesn't sleep in his bed; he sleeps in his recliner.
Right.
So we said, okay, all right, we got this, we got that. We talked to him a little bit more. But what we did is we set up a camera in his apartment where it can cover every aspect of the living room. We set it up in the corner, we can see everything. And, you know, and we were talking to him, say, are you in the medication? He said nothing too serious, this and that, but he do smoke a lot. So I'm like, okay, well, he's a chain smoker. A lot of people are, especially in the older generation, not so much today.
Right.
So we set the camera up, we left, and we came back 2 days later. And we talked to him, and he's like, okay, well, here, we're going to review the camera and we're going to get back to you. And we reviewed the camera, and guess what we saw?
Cockroaches
Anybody?
drinking milk.
No, he was sleepwalking.
Oh.
Oh.
Busted. He was sleepwalking, and he was smoking at the. Now you can drink
This sounds
milk.
very unsafe.
You can drink milk. That sounds safe, but smoking cigarettes while you sleep, that's a totally different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally different story. And so when we did the review and we came to him and we looked and we're like, man, you're sleepwalking while you sleep. And I don't know where this whole cockroach thing was going through. So uh, we had somebody that came in, and looked around, and he did have a bug problem in his house, but not too major, And so we asked him, hey guys, is there any way that we can look at your medication and see exactly what you're taking and see if we can help you out with your sleep apnea or sleepwalking situation because it's dangerous. Now, some of those big words there is in his medication uh, actually says in it, uh, what is the word? It makes you, what is the word? What is the word? Where is the word? What is the word? It makes you a little bit paranoid. And it also, one of the side effects, and it also makes you see things. I'm not for sure what the big word was. The two big words there were, but the pharmaceuticals put all that in there for him to control his sleeping problem. So we presented the findings to him, and so we reached out to his doctor because the doctor's on the bottle. So once that happened, we were able to get him back on his medication, but his medication is hella strong for some reason. So we decided, see if the doctor can take it down a notch or two, so where he's able to sleep comfortable, he won't be able to get all, wake up late at night. The only reason why he's getting up late at night is because he's off his medication anyway, so, and that's why I asked you guys about the whole medication and the whole paranormal thing because this guy actually thought that he had something paranormal going on in his house, which really all it was his medication.
Right.
Bring it down a little bit, and hey, everything works out fine after that. He got back on his medication. Uh, he still drinks milk and he still smokes. But the thing is, he smokes when he's awake. Compared to when he's sleeping, which was I'm really shocked that he didn't have a situation, at hand. I'm really shocked that he didn't burn himself. But I mean, this guy here did it like he was awake, and he really wasn't. And that's how I came to decide that the numbers that I've came to is, man, it's 85% mental and 15% paranormal in certain instances where those numbers are pretty cool right there. I like the numbers right where they're at. Like you say, some people can say a little bit lower or a little bit higher. Depends on who you guys have, uh, came in contact with when potential clients have are on medication, and you actually look at their medication to determine, if they something really going on with them physically, and mentally, and but I was just happy to help this guy out,
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
that, because it could have took a turn to the worse, you
Yeah.
know. So that's just one of the stories that I want to share with you guys, because Amy, brought up something good, that she really looks into stuff like that. And I encourage everybody to do that,
Mhm.
paranormal team, just don't jump in there and just think everything is paranormal because it's not.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
not.
We've been to some places where, oh God, you just don't know what you're going into
Yeah.
when you go into a place. We've been into some places where there's been situations where there has been mold. Um, there's been rats. It's been infested with mice and rats. Just you just don't know. And like with the mold situation, that's the same thing. You could hallucinate.
Yeah.
The mold will make you hallucinate. So, I mean, we've been in like some pretty nasty places. So,
Mm,
yeah, and that's another situation there as well. You know,
yeah.
what they're living in and their surroundings, in the homes. So,
Hey, have you guys come across any urbanites that get in your way while you're investigating?
What?
Not
urbanites?
really.
No,
Yeah, man, those urban explorers, man, when they just want to they
Oh,
just want to urban explore everything. They're not
no.
paranormal investigators, but they seem to show up at some of the weirdest times and some of the craziest locations, just walking around. Just they're not paranormal investigators. They just urbanites. They just go away
Mhm.
and just look at everything. And man, I ran across, and we were in an abandoned nursing home. And man, we were taking a break. We were outside, and on the far back side, we saw the back door open up. I'm like,
mm.
"Oh, ghost escaping! Ghost escaping!" You know.
Ghost escape.
But it was these urbanites, man. They just came out the back door and just came around the corner and just went back to the other side of the nursing home, and we ended up running into them in the close to the kitchen, and we just happened to ask, "What are y'all doing?" "Oh man, we're urban explorers, man. We go around just explore everything." And I'm like, "All right, you urban explorers, hey, you guys are messing up my investigation." And but they were cool. There were some kids, man. You know what? I'd rather have kids doing that than kids can be doing other things, than urban exploring. So I kind of like that. You know, uh, urban explorer, urbanites. That's what I call them.
Yeah. Yeah, we
But
never
they,
really had an issue with those.
Yeah.
you better watch them because they're slick. They're little boogers. They'll jack you for your stationary cameras too. So you gotta watch them. All right, guys. I've yet because I'm trying to figure out what kind of paranormal team you guys really are. Are you guys? It seemed to me that you guys are into not so much residential, but Dom said he doesn't too much care for cemeteries. What exactly do you guys like to do?
Well, we do local historic places. We investigate them. We do public investigations, and we raise money and that money, all the proceeds goes back to the places we investigate to help preserve the history of those buildings.
Mm-hmm.
We're big on history and preserving history in the area. There's beautiful places here, and we do not want to see them dilapidate or be closed and, just fall apart or get into the wrong hands and have these buildings be ruined.
Okay,
And
cool.
so, yeah, we raise money for these places.
All right. Now, you said the community loves you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do, Gina, when you need to reach out to your community? What kind of event do you guys have when you guys want to show a little love back?
Well, we do the public investigations. They come and investigate with us the
Okay.
whole time. They get to see what it's really like to investigate. And we tell them it's not like what you see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these teams that you see on TV, they're at least a week or more, and they edit a lot of things, and it's a lot of long hours of sitting and investigating, and you might not get anything while we're investigating. And then you go back and you go through the evidence, and then we find something. So we make it's pretty much raw. Everybody gets to see what we do, and we go live a lot on Facebook, so everybody could see exactly how we do it and what we do as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And we also do public events. We just did an event last night to help raise money for this local program called the YWCA, where women that are homeless, that have children as well, and they have
Mm-hmm.
nowhere to go. They give them a place to stay. They help with their needs, um, and all that money goes towards that. So
Well, you sound like a great dude fundraiser that you guys, especially for that one.
yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, there was like at least over 300 people there last night. So
wow.
yeah, so that there was a lot of money that went back to this service. So, and we're
Oh,
honored to be a part of that. So,
wow, that's
um,
cool.
yeah, we like to help the community. We like to be a part of that. And, like I said, everything that we do, we don't keep a cent. Everything goes back to whatever we do. So,
Mm. So you're not a big fan of paying for going in haunted locations that people are trying to do these days.
um, we have done some places where, we go, and you have to pay to get in. We've done that. But we plan on doing more places in the future like that. But we just want to help the community and
Hey,
yeah, and be a part of the community. And we do residential when we do get calls. We don't go looking for the residential cases. Um, we do hand out cards and network ourselves out there so people know that we do residential cases and businesses and things like that as well. So we do a little bit of everything as a team. So
okay.
yeah.
That way, man. Um, Good that you guys do all that, and you gotta hang out with the community so the little ones can go and check out all your equipment and all that stuff. I
Hmm.
have not done I have not done a meet and greet in such a long time. I really need to get back into that.
It's a
We
lot of
usually
fun.
yeah, it is because I usually hit up. One thing about Texas, as you guys know, there's a brewery. I think we got at least 15, 20 breweries here in the state. In Austin alone, everybody's making beer.
Yeah.
So everybody had these big breweries and where people are able to come in and drink their beer. So I focus on that because it's a lot of people that are winding down from work, and it just makes people feel a little comfortable when they got a beer in their hand, they want to ask a lot of questions, this, so I'm like, okay, yeah, man, we do this, we do that, and I think our last one was, man, almost a year ago. Like I said, I had not done one in a while. We really need to get back doing it, but it was quite successful. At the time, you got people out there now that don't understand what we do,
Hmm.
and some of them don't care what we do because they're not interested in that, Those one
Yeah.
of those, skeptical people that are real skeptics, man. You gotta have this, gotta have that. If you guys know a good skeptic, man, send them down here because I need one.
Yeah,
Because
we have them up here as well.
I got some people I can round up for you. Yeah.
well, please. But you know what, Gina? How many members are on your team?
Right now, let's see. I would say there's what, 6 of us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 new members.
6 is a good.
Yeah, so there's 6 of us right now.
Now, are you having a hard time finding new members whenever 1 or 2 leaves? How do you
Um,
put that out that you guys are looking for new members?
we actually have something on our website, and we also put it out on our Facebook page. And we do mention it when we do talk to people that we are looking for new members.
Now, do you guys because down here we got community groups that each community puts their own Facebook page out. Do you guys have that up there?
I don't know. Do we have something like that, guys?
Sometimes, like there's like the Village of Endicott. I follow
Oh,
Village of
those, yeah.
Endicott. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's stuff like that.
Yeah, there
Texas
is.
has one.
I always find out, man, that's the best place to recruit.
Yeah,
That is the
we do interviews too. So we interview people. We make sure that they're a good fit before we let them in on the
yeah,
team.
because you don't want any lunas on you.
No.
No.
And both of the new members we just got now, we met through them coming to our events, actually.
Oh
So
wow.
that was that we already kind of knew like a little, at least who they were and what they were like on a public investigation. So we already
Mhm.
knew a little bit of
Mhm.
what they were like.
That's cool, man, because I always tell my members, man, there's only one knucklehead on this team, and that's me. So if you are a knucklehead, no, you gotta go. There's only room for me. I'm sorry. You know. Well, you know what, guys? It's been an hour and 18 minutes, and
It's a,
it felt like it was just 20 minutes ago that I was talking to you guys. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
hey, Dom, I promise that me and you gonna have a talk.
All right.
I'm not gonna let you slide. You the tech guy. Okay, when you guys investigate, do you guys how do you guys do this? Do you investigate and have a camera guy behind them investigate watching them, or does members have cameras as they go?
So usually we'll have one member of our team kind of hold the camera and kind of just get all the shots that they possibly can as one person. We've had a few times where we've let like members or people who came to the investigations like hold our cameras and stuff, but usually we try to have somebody from the team do it just because they know what they're doing.
Okay. Now, how do you feel about these apps that they have on iPhones today? These paranormal apps.
I don't believe in them. Not
You
even
don't
a
believe in?
single bit.
Okay. That's good. Okay.
It's
Another thing.
just too easy.
It's way too easy. But to be honest with you, I've had success in some of them. Maybe 1 or 2, but I really hadn't tried out the others. Now, let me ask you a question, a physical question. Okay. Now, when you're investigating, you out in this cold, dark, creepy castle or abandoned church, that whatever you guys do, and you hear that knock, what is the first thing that moves on your body?
Hmm.
My mouth.
Probably
Oh
my
my
neck, like
God. Did you
my
hear
neck, like
that?
what?
What was that?
Yeah.
Okay, besides your mouth, what is the second thing that moves on your body?
Uh, I would
What
say
this is
my legs. I'd get up and move towards it.
this is Dom's question.
Oh,
Oh,
He's a tech guy. He's got to answer it.
so for the first thing that moves is my mouth as well. The second thing is usually my head, because I'm one of those people that, I want to make sense of what is going on in the direction that happens before I actually like react to it. Because if it's something that I can't explain, at least I know it's not a person sticking around in the dark waiting for us.
Okay, so you would say that your head would be the first thing that moves.
Yes,
So when you hear that, you're gonna turn your head just like
I'm
that.
looking right in that direction, eagle eyes. Yep,
Eagle eye. Okay, so what is the second thing that moves?
my legs.
Mm-mm.
Oh
Strike
yeah,
one. Is your legs? Are you sure?
oh yeah. If I look at it and if it's something that I need to go towards, I'm going right towards it.
But if you're holding a camera, what is the second thing that moves?
The camera.
There you go. So
Yeah.
it'd be your head, your camera,
Yep.
then your legs, because you're going to be running the other way.
You saw through my ruse.
Okay, now we all know that whatever is in the next stage of human evolution, some of them has. Hello, Irene. Some of us have superpowers. They're able to do things, say things, and whatever. So the question that I have for you is, if you move your head first, what's the point of you having that camera looking like this, and your eyes can see the evidence, but the camera can't?
I mean, it's definitely not a good shot on their part, but it's kind of
But
hard to beat human nature.
yes, it is. You can beat it. You can beat human nature. Some people say, well, you can't do that. You can't turn your head and then turn your camera. It's impossible. Nobody's that quick.
mm-mm.
Nobody's that fast unless you're Flash. So what about if I tell you there's something out there that you can have where you're able to turn your head and you're still able to catch that evidence because you're looking at it, and then it gives you a minute to turn that camera. You know what I'm saying? But if I show you this, you're going to throw that camera away. You're not going to use that camera anymore because that camera can't help you when you hear that knock and your head turns. Because the minute your head turns, that camera turns, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. You're not going to be able to catch that evidence.
Right.
Am I right? So you want something that's just as fast as those spirits, right? That's the key. You want something just as good. You know what I'm saying? So I got a little something for you. Me and you both, all three of us, wear glasses.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
All four of us, we wear glasses. So, have you looked at any of my videos, any of my podcasts? I'm gonna do a little history. I'm gonna do a little research on you. That's a no? You haven't?
I have. I watched some.
Aha. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
come on. You know what these are, right?
Oh yeah.
What are they?
They're glasses with a camera in them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how come we aren't using these more to catch evidence, since these are already, they're on your head, and if your head's the first thing that moves, bam, you see it, then your camera moves, you don't see it because you're not able to, that spit, man, how many seconds can you guys say? Man, a half a second, maybe 3 seconds, maybe less than that, for you guys to miss that evidence for time your hand goes from here to here. But you turn your head, the minute you hear that knock, bam, you caught it. Right?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We need some of those guys.
Hey,
Yeah, like
hey,
the
hey.
glasses. I heard a lot of teams are using body cams too. Like,
Yeah, they are.
Okay, well,
so
okay,
that's
I'm gonna
another
stand
thing
up.
that.
Let me stand up. You just said body cam, right?
Right. So if your
I'm
head
gonna stand
turns,
up.
your body won't, but it will still pick up more than probably,
Nope. Nope, because the minute your head turns, it's gonna take a lot longer for your torso to turn than your hand.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It takes just think how big your torso is. More energy for you to turn that than that. It's quicker to turn your hand than to turn your torso.
What happens if you need the prescription in your glasses though? Like I couldn't investigate without my prescription in those
God damn
glasses.
it. You know what? Hey, me and you best friends.
Like
We're
I
best
can't see anything. Like
because you can take these
yeah.
to your doctor
All right.
and get the prescription lenses.
Okay.
That's all you have to do, sweetheart. And I've done that. I've
You
got
have.
some
Okay.
I've got some glasses that are better than these. And hold on, we got a comment. Let's see here. But can you still feel and find what their old cameras with high speed can? Yes, you can, Irene. The cameras that these things here depends on which ones you want. Hey, some of these are 4K, some of these are
Really?
19, some of these are 1080p. Depends on how much money you want to
Okay.
spend. And some of these, okay, tech guy. Quick question. Your your camera, what? How many gigabytes?
Oh gosh.
The
I don't know off the top
128,
of my head. Probably.
two,
Yeah, I think
two.
most are 128.
Okay, same thing, no difference. I can stick a 128 Sims card in here, and I can still do the same thing that those cameras doing. Now the only difference is I don't have a light, so I will have a source of light on top of my head. Because some cameras come with the light attached to it. Some of them you got to get attachable lights to put on them. Really depends. But if you really want that evidence that you can see, because you hear that knock, and you turn your head, and by the time you turn that camera, that bad boy's down the hallway. And you're like, oh man, I can't do that. Or when you take the GoPro, you got to turn your whole torso around. Damn, hey, he's down the hallway and around the corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to catch up. You better got to catch these things. I'm not gonna say things. I apologize. You got to be able to catch these people because they're quick, they're fast, they're agile, and you know what? And they're not actually there for you. You're gonna have to catch them.
Right.
Because they're really quick, and these here, And the camera, I don't know if you guys can see that. Right there in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right there in the middle. You really can't miss it. The only problem is you got to, instead of looking with your eyes, you got to look with the glasses because
Right.
your camera is right there. So you actually, when you turn, and if you're far away, you're able to catch that. But the minute you try to, if you see a cat ball that are going off, you just got to go down. Just focus with the camera. Instead of focusing with your eyes, just focus with the camera and just go down maybe like, oh man, go down like a couple of inches and you have it.
Right.
Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
Pretty,
definitely.
I like that idea.
you know what I'm saying? And it saves you a lot of money on buying cameras.
True.
The best one I have is man, I spend like maybe $100,
That's not
but
bad.
it's 4K night vision. Uh, I spent I had to have it shipped in from China.
Mhm.
China makes some of the best paranormal equipment on the planet. And what else? They're black, and actually, you can actually put your earbuds in there, and you can actually listen to radio if you want, or whatever you listen to. But man, those things are unbelievable. I also have some that are camouflage. Have you seen those ones baseball players wear and they put on the top of their hat?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
just like those. And same way. You can walk up in a courthouse and people would not think that you're wearing a camera because they don't look like camera. Does this look like a camera to you?
No.
No,
No.
it looks like regular glasses.
Yeah.
But that's what they are. These here, same way. You see that big old camera right there in the middle?
Yep.
Yep, same way. I am trying to retrofit these here with because these here are made for day. I'm trying to
Oh.
retrofit the lens for night investigations. These lenses are hard to come by. And there's the button to turn them on right there. All you do is hit that button. You hit that
Oh
button,
wow.
they come.
Nice.
And they also take pictures. When there's a SIM card, you can put a SIM card, you're able to take pictures also. So all you do is come up, bam, hit that button, and you see this blue light come on. Because when it's recording, it's blinking. When it's not recording, it stands still. And you're able to hit that button and it takes pictures.
Gotcha.
Mm.
So
That's
they're
pretty
pretty
neat.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I could always wear contact lenses with those too if I needed to.
Yeah.
So that's
Hey,
another
if
thing.
yeah, that would be pretty interesting. So I just throw that out there, see what you guys
Yeah,
think,
Yeah,
Mr.
I
Tech
like
Guy.
that idea.
I do
that's a really
too.
good idea.
See, I
Yeah.
told you I was going to pique your curiosity.
You did. You did.
I never failed. All right, guys, 133, 134. Hey, everybody has a bucket list. I ask this on everybody that comes on my podcast. Everybody has a bucket list. Where would you guys like to go on your bucket list to investigate? Starting with Gina.
Waverly Hills.
Hey, man, I thought you guys been there already.
No,
Waverly. Any place in the world you want to go to Waverly Hills?
that's one place in the United States. Yeah.
Amy, I'm like you. I'm trying to figure out why she want to go there out of all the places in the world.
Well, my answer is probably even stranger than to you.
Okay, where were yours?
There's an asylum in our town that has been a lot of that of the buildings have been abandoned. There's called the Castle on the Hill, and it's right where we live. And nobody has got to investigate it. The state owns it, I believe, and there's so much red tape. But everybody in our community asks us about this place and have you guys been in there? And we have to reluctantly tell them no, but you know, we always have little whispers out there. We hear, you know, this and that. So honestly, that I would pick that because it would be awesome for the community connection. And the place is apparently like bonkers.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, ask a question.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You said it's state funded.
Yeah.
If it's state funded, it's what funded?
People funded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what government entity has told you that you could not go in there on a building that you own?
Well, it's because it's because it's not safe. It's collapsed a lot. It's you know, it's an unsafe building right now.
But that's what we do. We're paranormal investigators. We do things like that.
Yeah, this is heavily patrolled. This is very heavily patrolled.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So you telling me there's cops inside the location?
Yes, because
the
surrounding buildings are still in use.
Yeah.
So
in use by who?
It's what?
I think it's there's other facilities that are for like mental health up there and everything.
Right.
There's still a hospital that's working up there.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry, but there's some things that, you know, I'm be honest with you. Down here in Texas, you know, if we want in, we get in. That's just one of our mottos.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we've been trying for a while.
Yeah, you'll be getting into a cop car if you do it for sure. Here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The thing about that is, they will have to tell us to leave.
Yeah.
In order to get us to trespass.
If you even bring your car near it, they'll come out there with security and get you out of there.
Actually, we did drive up through there and security didn't bother us as long as we didn't try to go into one of the buildings. That's when they'll come out.
Yeah.
We took pictures and stuff, but
they have a big fence around the main building, and if you even so much as like touch it, they'll tell you to go away.
Wait a minute. It seemed like more going up there than meets the eye.
For sure. For sure, there's a lot going on up there.
Yeah, it's an old asylum up there. And there's still a lot of artifacts that are in the building, too, that are up there. And I don't know if they're trying to, you know, protect what is left in there. I don't know what the story is, but it used to be first and how do you say inebriate? Yeah, a place, and then it turned into an asylum, and it's been, you know, closed for several years, just because the building's been falling apart.
You know what? What you guys are saying is drawing all kind of red flags. There is something, because I don't see that much presence of a police on an abandoned building. There's some more to it than just that. Even if you see there's facilities that are open there, why is there such a heavy presence of police there?
Mostly, I think, because they know like that place will get cleaned out if they don't.
Yeah, and also people are incarcerated there, like for.
Oh, it's still an active jail.
Yes. Well, it's an active mental health facility. Some people, some people are mandated there.
Yeah, all around it, people are like, there's facilities with patients still in them. It's just in the very middle is where this one place is, but it's still an active facility around it. So they just don't want people messing around mainly.
And they say, why, man? Why? I'm telling you, if we had a facility like that here in Texas, which we don't, you couldn't keep me out of it. I'll be in it. I mean, hell, I got to dress up in fatigues and put my glasses on and all
You
this
better.
stuff.
You're gonna have to plan a trip to come see us in person then, and you'll have we'll watch you try to get in, and we'll film it. We'll do
We'll
the
film it
filming.
on camera.
Yeah, we'll film it, and we'll watch you try to get in.
You know what? I got some. How thick is that fence?
It's
Pretty
pretty
thick.
big.
Is it electrified or is it not?
Don't think it's electrified now.
No, but it has those things on the top.
Yeah,
I got a couple. I got some wire cutters. I can pop it and just we all can go in there and see what's going on.
Yeah.
I would actually, my other place I would actually like to go is some of the castles in Ireland and Scotland.
Okay, cool.
And venture in some of those places.
Okay, that's very interesting. Hell, I would like to go to places like that. Amy, are you sure that's where you want to go?
Yeah, because it's like nationally known. It's and nobody's ever done it before. Like
Yeah.
I would love to be the first team into a place that has that much history. Absolutely, because if they let people start investigating there, this place will be booked years in advance. Like that's how crazy this stuff is that allegedly went on in there. So
Yeah.
yes, it would be the newest, like it would be, we'd get to find things before anybody else got to, and that is top of the list for me. So yes.
Yeah, there were some very horrific things that happened in that building.
Okay. Well, I guess it's a road trip. I guess it's a road trip. I'm gonna have to.
You have our info. You let us know when you're coming. We'll get our cameras
ready.
ready.
Hey, as long as you give me a room and board, I'm good to go.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. We do things like that. Yep.
Hey, one quick before I let you guys get out of here. I created this device. Most of you guys are a little too young to remember Simon Says. You guys ever play Simon Says?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Don, what you know about Simon Says?
Well, Simon says, and if he says, you do it, and if you don't, you lose.
Okay. But anyway, this thing is not charged up, but I put it together, and it's like a little Simon Says board. Actually, that's coming apart. So what this thing does is it lights up. Actually, it's basically for residential investigations because you need to be quiet when this is going on. You want to put this thing down on the table and activate each one of these lights. And you would come across, these are motion detected, you would come across and you would hit this certain red light, and then you would ask the entity or the individual that's haunting the place to touch another light. So you'll have a good round of communication going, and I'm sure that there are things out there like this, but I am trying to always develop new stuff, that people have, that spirits have not seen yet.
Right.
Because if I was a spirit and you throw that cat ball at me and ask me to communicate with it, and I've seen that thing 50,000 times already, you said it's a good chance that I will not respond to it.
I agree with that. I love the thought that you put into that. That's very thoughtful.
There's a good chance I would not respond to it. Now, if you throw this on the table and I'm looking at it like, I can do this. So you hit that green button, I'll hit that red one, and we'll just go communicate and talk all day long, you know, because it's something new. And that's one thing that these people that are in these all these spirits that don't want to communicate with people in these old locations and these locations where a lot of people spend a lot of money at. And the first thing I ask is, you catching evidence? They're gonna say no. And I'm like, why? Oh, they just didn't feel like talking to him. But the thing is, if you present the right equipment, and I can almost guarantee you will have some kind of response. Because believe it or not, guys, spirits are still people. They still see, they still hear, and and they still can communicate some type of way. So when you get kind of crazy, if you see the same thing for 50,000 times and they
Yes,
want
it
to
would.
communicate with you, I would get irre-freaking-tated.
Yeah, the same questions all the time too. I try to mix the questions up big time. I like to ask questions that are a little bit out there just to see what they say.
You got to change it up, man,
I
because if
do.
not, it's going to get boring for the person that you're trying to communicate with, and it's going to get boring for you, and it's going to get boring to your viewers who are watching you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Rumbler, all those, social media networks. They're going to get tired of hearing the same damn thing. Can you light up that cat ball?
Yeah.
Can you do this? Can you do that? Boo. Let's throw the word can. Let's throw that right out the window. Because first of all, we're not talking to kids. We're not talking to our kids. So we need to talk to these individuals like they're adults, because that's what they are.
They're still
So,
human.
yeah. So when you talk to them, you got to throw that respect on there because, one, they're a lot older than you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta throw that respect out there, and you just gotta just do something a little different every now and then. That because presentation is a lot in the paranormal field.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying? If
yeah.
yes, presentation
Yep.
goes a long freaking way. You
And
know,
that's why we're always thinking of new ways of doing things, and our minds are always going. I always ask the team, hey, if you have anything different that we could do during an investigation, let me know. Let's talk
mhm,
about it and figure it out and do something different. So
you
I'm
have
always
to.
asking them.
You got to change the ball game up, man. Because to be honest with you guys, the book is steady evolving. As paranormal investigators, we all know that we will never be a professional at this because somebody's writing the book. The pages is constantly being flipped as every day. So you got to be if you know that you can't, you know, write, go step for step in the book, you at least got to find a way to at least keep up with it. If they flip 2 pages, you got to be able to flip 1 page. Or they flip they go through 3 pages, you got to be able to go to 2. You know what I'm saying? So whoever's writing this book, they're smart. It's like, man, these people are trying to keep up with me. I gotta and just keep the whole thing going. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you guys, it's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's I used to say it was a give and take type thing, but not no more. You can throw that give and take out the window. It seems like they're taking more than giving, but that's you definitely gonna have to find some way to keep up with it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's the paranormal field is forever evolving.
Yes.
Forever. Just when you thought you figured something out, man, something new pops up. Hey, people didn't know what the hell uh, shadow figures are. Now people actually know what the hell they are.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute. 20 years ago, hell, 3 years ago, people didn't know what a shadow figure was. Now, people are like, well, yeah, well, scientists are actually starting to figure this shit out. Oops, excuse my language.
That's okay.
Excuse my language. All right, guys, almost 2 hours, man, and I know it's late over there, and it's 9 o'clock here. Hey, tell the world how to get a hold of you guys.
Okay. So you could check us out on our website at empiricalparanormal.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can reach us through our Facebook page. There's a phone number on there, and all of the information is on there as well. We are on Twitter. Let's see, we are on, what was the other one? Instagram.
Yep.
So we're on a bunch of different sites, so you can check us out on all those.
Okay, cool. You know, anything you guys like to say before we get out of here?
Yeah. So you guys could check us out. We always post our investigations and our events on our Facebook page and on our website as well. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you know when we go live, and share, like, and follow, and tell everybody, to watch us. And, we're always doing something. Right now we have events coming up. So we have one on Halloween night we're going to be doing, and we're going to be going live on Facebook as well. And also on November 4th. And both of these places are going to be at the Phelps Mansion Museum in Binghamton, New York.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also doing investigations at the Bundy Museum of History and Art. They are on the verge of closing. So these events are to help raise money so they could stay open. So that's another thing we do. We want to make sure these places stay open. So yes, check us
Yeah.
out, and check out our Facebook page again, and our website. All of our events and everything will be on there.
Right. Or guys, if you guys cannot get a hold of them, or all the emails and the social media, hell, just pick up your phone and call them like I did.
Yeah, my phone number is right on the website and also on our Facebook page. So
Hey, but guys, it has been a pleasure talking
Yes.
with you.
Oh,
yes,
thank you.
thank
For
you for having us.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, man. I would like to have you guys come back on with, your newest team members
Sure.
also,
Oh yeah.
and I can actually, pick through their minds and see what they think about the paranormal, and how they guys are able to, hang out with you guys and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, I'm gonna let you guys get to dinner because I think I'm having leftovers tonight.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, hey, man. Uh, yeah, 3 day old catfish is pretty good.
Oh, I love catfish.
Yeah, 3 day old catfish is better than 4 day old catfish. And I'm all right, guys. I'm about to get out of here, man. You guys
All
enjoy
right.
the rest
Thank
of
you.
the night. Hey, make sure you guys go check this team out on all their social media outlets. Hey, and don't forget me, man. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe, and all those get all that. Hey, can I get that HBO special? If you guys, if you guys don't know what HBO special is, hey, can you guys help a brother out? That's that HBO special. So in the meantime, hey, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yes, thank you for
Okay.
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.
Yes,
We'll be
don't keep.
talking soon.
Yeah, hey, I'm serious about that. I like to get the other team on there on the show. So,
Okay.
all right, you guys enjoy yourselves, man. See you guys later. Bye bye.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys, we about
Bye.
to get bye. All right. That's gone. All right, guys. Hey, what do you guys think, man, about that team? Hey, they're a bunch of funny guys, and you know what? They are cool individuals, man. So I really appreciate them coming on the show, sharing all their stories on what they're doing up there. I really appreciate it, what they're doing. And hopefully I'll be able to uh, get the other team members back on the show also, so where I can talk to them. But you know what? I'm about to get out of here and grab me something to eat. I thank you, all you guys that are on IG. Sorry, I'm not able to get the video yet, but I am clearly audio with the podcast. So, hey, thank you for all you guys that shared all the comments on Instagram and all that stuff, and all you guys that are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I really appreciate it. Now, don't forget to share that, that share, subscribe, and all that stuff. But in the meantime, peace.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention? Start in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.